Welcome everyone to Unscripted Coding. Today we're going to talk about an experiment with the next generation audio models in OpenAI's API, and in particular we're going to play around with their text-to-speech. Now OpenAI has a cool demo already available, and so if you head over to openai.fm, you're going to see this page. I've zoomed in a little bit, but it will look normal if you zoom out. And in short, you could pick among a bunch of different voices. And so let's pick Sage, and then there is a vibe and a script. So we'll just randomize it, and there is a true crime buff vibe. I don't know what that means, but down here you'll see the instructions: deep, hushed, and enigmatic, blah, blah, blah. And here's the script. So we'll just play it here.
The night was heavy with secrets. The air, thick with the scent of rain, carried whispers that did not belong to the wind.
Okay, so you got a sense that it's very slow, it's very methodical, but it's also there to build tension as the true crime story kind of plays through. I'm just going to pick another one quite randomly here. And Santa, that's a great option, so we'll just play it now.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! You've reached Santa's workshop!
And you can see there is a big difference. And so the big change for this next generation model is that you can put this vibe in instructions, whereas in the past, OpenAI really just used its best judgment, and it's kind of a middle ground throughout. I could not tell it to be slow or be fast or be excited, but it kind of just inferred. If I'm saying yippee-yay, it will have a bit more emotion. If I'm saying I'm sorry for your loss, it's toned down quite a bit. And so I just am curious. We'll do Santa with another voice.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! You've reached Santa's workshop. How can I help you to...
Okay, so yeah, all the voices can do similar things, and I'm just gonna see if there's a female voice. I think Owl is female.
Oh, Merry Christmas! You've reached Santa's workshop.
Okay, maybe not, but all right, I'll stop now. Long story short, you have all of these things, but really it is an improvement over the existing model. And so, for those of you who followed this channel from a long time ago, I used an audiobook generator from the Morpheus 407 for quite a while now. I set out to build my own audiobook creator and found this ready and available. Now, it's been 2 years since it's last updated, so obviously it won't have a new model coming from March 20th, just a few weeks ago. So the plan today is we're going to update this audiobook generator so that we have different voices, different models. Now, one of the things I did already do in that previous video was update it accordingly. And so I have given myself options to choose a standard or HD model, and a file name, and finally I have added some of the voices that were added later. So you'll see this is a shorter list, and we're going to need to do this as well. Now, why can't we just stick an audiobook into here? We certainly can, and there are other tools, but OpenAI's text-to-speech really isn't geared for long format. It is meant to pass short snippets. So it's really good if you pass at 1 or 2 paragraphs, but it won't even accept a large block of text. And so what the Morpheus 407 has done quite a bit is splitting up a text, feeding it meaningful chunks so that everything gets split up and combined, and it accounts for some of the spacing for timing and so on. So the results are actually quite really quite good even on the old model. And so I'm very excited because if I'm generating an audiobook, number one, having new and hopefully better sounding models will help. Number two, having extra few voices will help. But what I'm really excited about is being able to put in the vibe or the instructions here. Because if I can put all of this out, it can be more tailored to the different books. So if I have a children's book, it could be better pronunciation, more excitement, more energy. If I'm reading a very dry scientific paper, maybe that's not quite the voice I'm going for. So that is a long way to say that we are going to look at this file all over again. And so, unlike how I normally work, I try and stick everything into one HTML file. Bad practice. They've split it up into a few different pieces. There's obviously Bootstrap and stuff like that styling, but there is an audio buffer to Wave, so a lot of this audio stuff we don't have to touch. Really, we're looking at main.js, and more specifically, there is a call to OpenAI. Now, if we look at the documentation here, you'll find that the endpoint is the same as before, and you'll only see that if I zoom in a little bit. The same endpoint is being used. We're just switching the model. Previously, it was TTS-HD or standard, and then of course input and voice still the same as before. What is different is we can pass a brand new parameter called instructions now as well. And so we can potentially add in instructions, and we'll just keep it static for now. Very loud and you can see from OpenAI FM that the instructions can be fairly long as well. So the model options, we will go back to the interface here. Previously, we had TTS1 and TTS1 HD. We are just going to add two new versions, and I probably shouldn't have selected. I'm not going to default to TTS1 or TTS1 HD anymore. Instead, we have this new GPT-4o. Oops. What did I do? Okay. Oh, there's only one additional model, so there's no HD or standard this time around. So I can get here. Right, okay. And we'll call it GPT-4o mini. And yes, standard HD. Okay, so we have different options now. We also have, I think, new voices. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are two new ones. Let's see, Aloy, Ash, I'm familiar with. Ballad, I'm pretty sure is new. So I'm going to do this off screen so I can see everything. And let's see, Coral is existing, Echo, Fable, Onyx, Nova, Sage, Shimmer, and Verse is the other new one. I have no particular order here, but you'll see that I left little notes for myself so that I know what the sounds are. I'm going to listen to Verse very quickly.
Once upon a time, in a land full of wonders, there lived a kind little fox named...
Let's see. Young male. Rated. And what was the other one? Ballad.
Once upon a time, in a land full of wonders, there lived a kind little fox named Finley. One day, while wandering through the sparkling forest, Finley discovered a hidden door beneath a glowing tree. With a heart full of curiosity... Thank you for reaching out, and I'm truly sorry about the unexpected charge on your bill. I completely understand how frustrating this must be, especially after your stay. After reviewing your reservation, I can confirm that this was...
voice. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I called it sophisticated. Okay, so this will be very simple because they just slot in as existing parameters. What's new is we have to put in a new section here. And we'll call it instructions input section. Oh, that is not right. Where's the text input? Don't care about that. Paste. Instruction here. And I am going to refresh and see how that looks. Very good. So we have a separate one. I am going to reduce the number of rows so that's less prominent. Refresh. Great. Now we have to actually make use of that. So what I wanted to do is take a look at model selection and how we found. Okay, so document.getElement.value. Okay, that's nice and simple. Where is the segment? Oh, okay. Well, that's not important. Let's get this over. Get, and we will call this instructions text input. Which is get the element ID, get the value out of it. Oh, actually, right. Dot value. Okay, that is fine. All right, let's see how that goes. That's strange. Okay, so I have my OpenAI key, which, as usual, will be deleted. Call this ASDF. And we're just going to steal the script and the instructions here. We'll use GPT-4o Mini, and what was the voice here? Ballad.
Thank you for reaching out, and I'm truly sorry about the unexpected charge on your bill.
Okay,
I completely
ballad
understand how frustrating this must be, especially...
You can see this is going to cost us 2 cents, although I'm realizing now that that might not be true. I haven't figured out the pricing yet. let's ignore that. Let's just generate and see. And this might take a second here. Estimated. Okay, let's see how this is calculated. And now, I'm going to do a separate. Okay, while we're waiting, here is the output.
Thank you for reaching out. And I'm truly sorry about the unexpected charge on your bill.
So it'll sound very similar to what OpenAI. In fact, it should sound identical to it, near identical. And you can see that we are able to break it out very quickly. What I wanted to do is compare the pricing between these. So just give me a moment here. We had this calculate cost, and I don't think it's perfect by any means, but if I Google it, we have TTS costs 15 per 1 million. TTS-1 HD is 30 million. GPT 4.0 mini TTS is 60 cents per million tokens. Did it get a lot cheaper? I think this one is better. Audio. Nope. Speech generation. $15 for 1 million, and then GPT. I'm gonna guess it's $12 per million tokens. So, not amazing, because it seems a bit unclear. All right. I think that's just going to be our best guess here, that GPT-4o Mini TTS has to be $12 output. But I think because you can put in instructions, they're going to separately charge 60 cents. So in theory, I can get more accurate if we look at the pricing here by adding the prompt as well, the instructions as well. But I'm not going to bother. I think a good estimate is fine. It looks like it's going to be very similarly priced to TTS1, which is great. We're getting a brand new model, supposedly better, for cheaper than the old one. And because I used this quite a bit, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for an update. I can understand this isn't their typical market, but sorry, I popped up my file explorer. Anyways, long story short, I can see this is clearly not one of their main focuses, especially on the consumer side, but it is something that they're building towards because no longer is OpenAI just doing this text chatbot. So much more is in the assistant, in talking to the assistant. So I imagine these things will get better over time. I'm really thankful because I do create a lot of these so-called audiobooks for me to listen to over time, and 11 labs cost so much. So OpenAI generally works pretty well, and you could do it. You could get build as you use it rather than a monthly charge in addition to usage. And so I've really avoided 11 Labs up to this point, even though they are fantastic in quality. So I am gonna stop this here, but you can see how we have taken an old project, and because OpenAI's API is nice and simple, we can make some very minor updates to get this all running again with the latest models. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you found some use out of this, and you are going to try out OpenAI.fm. It's fun to play around with. See you next week. Bye.